You're fine.
Can I click OK so it
Yeah,
exits my
go ahead.
screen? Okay. Come on, where are you? The fuck is it? I keep going to the side and it's not going.
All right, babe. We're live.
God damn it. So I'm just gonna look at that the whole time.
You're fine.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
I know I am. I'll be there in a second.
Here. Click the side of this.
Well. Oh, hey, look at you, friends. Welcome back to another show of How Are You Now, the podcast where we talk about everything Letterkenny related, from Shorzy's chirps to McMurray's questionable behavior. We're the toughest podcast in Letterkenny, and we're here to talk about everything that makes this show a cult classic. So grab a puppers, get ready for some Hicks, Skids, hockey players, and Glen. How are you now, Tiara?
Good, you?
I'm not so bad now that we've kept you from freaking out.
I have a low threshold for that today. I'm really tired.
So anyway, what's been going on?
God, what has been going on?
What?
I don't know. Grad school
And staying up late.
And oh God, I'm okay. So I hung out with a friend yesterday. It was an anniversary of a bad day that both of us needed to kind of be with each other, and it was wonderful, honestly. Like, but I can't remember the last time I saw 5 a.m. when it wasn't when I was getting up for work. And holy fuck, like the rest of this day has just been like downhill. Like, I don't know how much sleep I got, but I got some.
Well, you got a shower out of it.
I did. I got a shower.
So if y'all haven't already, if you didn't listen to the first episode, we have a new number if you'd like to ever call in. And it is 50 Fit Party, because that's the closest thing I could come up with English wise. But that's 503-487-2789. However, you can also, if you are watching live, you can leave us a comment. If you're on YouTube, that is, to say anything you'd like. We'll get your questions, inspirations, whatever you got on the show. You'll be on the screen, and won't you just be the coolest kids out there?
So cool.
So cool. Yeah, we have someone new joining us today.
Oh my God, a second new person in a row.
We do. I mean, we're just inundated with awesome new people. So what do you say we bring on our new friend? Well, she's not a new friend, but she's a new show acquaintance.
Yes. Like, you've seen her on the table read.
Hey, Kacey.
Hi, friends.
She's my other wife.
Your work wife.
My wife.
I like that.
My wife. That's right.
My wife.
My wife.
So, hey, Kacey.
Hi,
how are you now?
guys. Hey, I am good. I'm great. I just got back from New York City, and
New York City.
Get a rope.
Yep.
Yeah, we're there, guys. We're there. Long story short. Oh, sorry. Go on. What were you?
No. We're just goofing around.
Yep.
Yeah. Long story short, the trip was fantastic. My children were saints. The trip could not have gone any better.
Did you drug them?
No.
Really?
Not this time.
I am an excellent parent, it turns out. Like, it took me 10 years to figure it out, but and an 8-hour road trip. So we did 8 hours to Rochester to see a family. They didn't ask for a tablet once. They read, they did activities.
What?
No tablets. I made an 8-hour trip to Rochester, New York with 0 devices in 2023.
And you live where?
Virginia.
Boy, oh boy.
And my children are not tween age yet. They are sub-tween age. And then we spent 2 days in Rochester and we worked them hard. We did rock climbing. We went to the Strong Museum of Play in Rochester, which is phenomenal. Even if you don't have kids, everyone should go. And then we also did the Rochester Museum of Science, which was fabulous as well. So that was 2 days in Rochester. We drove 5.5 to my cousin's house on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And we stayed there Friday night. And then we got up early Saturday morning and did a New Yorker's New York tour. We took the train all the way down to Lower Manhattan and got on the Staten Island ferry. And then we got off, we did the ferry around and got back up and stopped in Chinatown to eat. And then we went up to Midtown to the Lego store, which don't go to Midtown. I know everybody who wants to go to New York, they want to go to Midtown. Just stay away. It's it's just, it gives me the ick.
I have friends who grew up there and are like, no, fuck no. Ew, no.
No.
It's like when you go to Scotland and you get over into the Inverness area, all of the Loch Ness monster things pop up, and it's huge tourist trap.
I felt safer in Spanish Harlem than I did,
I believe that,
in Midtown.
Wow.
Mainly because my kids are in dual language, so they speak Spanish like they're from Venezuela, and I can fake it till I make it. Venezuela. Yeah,
Venezuela.
Thank you for getting that. Thank you, Kiara. Thank you.
I'm usually pretty quick with the silly stuff. Not always.
Well, I like to throw it in to see who's on the same wavelength. Yeah, who's paying attention. So, and that was literally yesterday was our New York experience. And then we got up this morning, had breakfast in Patterson with my family, and then came home. And then got a flat tire 10 minutes away from home, which is why, to the loyal listeners of How Are You Now, we are an hour and a half late. I thank you all for your concern and patience. And with that said, I don't want to keep us any longer from the content.
Yes, Inverness. Well, Inverness itself is overrated. The loch is very pretty. It's if you go, just go and look. I mean, it's
plenty of locks that are not Loch Ness too.
True. Oh yeah, but it's a nice long. It's a nice long loch that you can go, and it's a very nice loch to look at.
There are 94 locks on the bridge over the falls
River Kwai.
No, in Rochester, New York. People have had, my kids called them honeymoon locks.
Oh,
they had 94 locks. Anyway.
Okay.
All right then.
Because locks.
So.
Hi, kitty. You have a cat just on your side there.
No, you know what? Fuck that cat.
Knocking over the Monopoly.
Knocking over the Monopoly.
Just wants to be the center.
What's wrong with you? How do you have any friends?
You just changed the tire on the side of a major highway and almost got killed. Here's your Monopoly board. Fucking cat.
Anyway, so last episode, we had our good friend Aaron on, another person we've talked to a jillion times, like Kacey,
like in the real world, but never on our show.
Yeah, and so we're just having a bunch of newbies on the show, and it's fantastic.
I am so excited about it.
Yeah.
Also, don't worry, Renee will be here for one episode this season.
Oh yeah,
of course.
And awesome.
Yep, we have to do the staples.
Yeah,
sorted.
Do the
sorted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 1, chips. Chips. How did you feel about that one overall? Just kind of recapping your thoughts on chips.
Me?
Both of you.
I mean, I talked about it last week. All I felt.
But, I mean, what was your thoughts on the episode? Not necessarily our episode, but the episode in general.
On chips?
Yeah.
Kacey?
Oh, sorry. I thought he was still talking to you. My bad.
It's difficult.
I rewatched it. I rewatched it last night with my cousin because he's been out of the Letterkenny loop for a while. And I was like, dude, I got to do my homework. Let's watch one and then you can go to sleep and I'll do my homework. So I rewatched Chips last night and I have to tell you, Letterkenny is like a bottle of fine wine that you open. You just got to let it aerate for a minute. And coming back to Chips, it's a freaking phenomenal episode.
Oh, it is.
It's everything that a Welcome Back to Letterkenny intro needs to be. Gail is a moderator.
Gail
any
is
Salt
just
and pepper.
Anytime we can see Lisa Codrington's physical acting
yes,
from head to toe.
yes. Very much.
Billy Buttrey's camera work this year is like what he does. I don't
He's
know.
in
I
a
gotta,
zone. He's
yeah,
in
I
a
gotta
zone.
This
ask
was all
him though.
pandemic too. Like this was all like
Right?
all at the same. Well, the 2 seasons at the same time, basically. And
Right.
like I feel like so this goes toward how I don't know if I actually talked too much about this last week, but like this season and last season, it feels like now that I'm able to like see them both, like stand back and see them both. It feels like everything was filmed kind of at the same time, and they went, "Here's the story, and we'll put
Yeah.
that here, and then here's all the great stuff that we couldn't quite fit into the story." And I
Right.
feel like that's maybe why a lot of Letterkenny fans, let's say some, but Reddit mostly, some people
Fans
did not
loosely
find. Yes, they
Yeah.
did not enjoy this season as much because they wanted more of the story.
Yeah.
Which again, I get because I love Shoresy
Shoresy's
because
for?
the story is so good.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
But-
Go on.
Yes, no, I understand completely. It's just it's really funny to me that the people who probably came to Letterkenny because of Shoresy
Right.
are like, I don't like this as
I
much
don't
because
get
they're not doing
it.
all the things. And
Yeah, I know.
And I have some thoughts about a theory at the end that I'll
Mhm.
discuss
Okay.
about this. Well, especially this episode and the one before,
Mhm.
and as well as Letterkenny as a whole. So let's get into it. What do you say?
Let's go then.
Okay.
All right, let's go
do
in.
this.
Let's do this.
Do this.
All right. So, cold open. We kick off the cold open of the episode with Wayne's customary introduction style, followed by Katie expressing her disdain for a particular pet peeve. Katie's always hating things, of course. Any guesses on what it could be this time? Well, it's none other than movie tropes. The boys go on to list several tropes, such as the yell to a whisper trope, the who's the bitch now trope, the non-native English speaker saying here, 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 here trope. However, the one trope that truly grinds Katie's gears is the gasp before the important line trope.
But what are you saying?
As luck would have it, the boys take this as a cue to incessantly employ the trope,
Yep.
ultimately leading to some unexpected consequences in the form of hiccups. From there, we get to the church, but the episode, the scene actually starts with Katie, Coach, Gail, Rosie, and Wayne all in different places doing different things. When they receive urgent text telling them they need to head to the church immediately. Upon arrival, they find Glen at the lectern and Tanis seated beside him. Glen starts by expressing his gratitude for their help with the bake sale for the youth group, but not without taking a jab at Coach for his fruitcake. Coach, not one to back down, responds,
I was hesitant to contribute at all.
Pourquoi?
Because the Christian youth are dabbling a little iffy business these days.
Like what?
You ever heard of sulking?
No.
It's when a dude puts his dink in a gal, but doesn't move it.
It's like no thrusting or anything.
No,
But that's good stuff.
Oh my.
the dude just puts his dink in, stays still.
It's I fucking love that line.
So after a bit more soaking talk, Glen eventually gets to the point of the gathering. He reveals that someone has stolen from the bake sale money and suspects that one of them is the culprit. In front of God and Jesus and all his Idris's Elba. The tension in the room rises, but just then Roald and Stewart make their entrances.
Yeah.
Stewart supporting what looks to be a beige duster. I think it may actually be a trench coat, but asserts that he has the answers Glen is looking for. Meanwhile, Tanis inquires about Wayne's whereabouts, and Glen informs her that Katie informs her that Dan and him are waiting for an Okoya furniture delivery at home, where we then shift the scene to Wayne and Katie's house. The Okoya delivery van pulls up at the laneway. The delivery guys step out and are met with a less than warm welcome from Wayne and Dan. The two immediately launch into a tirade, reprimanding the delivery men for being extremely tardy and refusing to let up throughout the entire interaction. From repeatedly making fun of their names.
What's your name?
Jens?
What?
Jens.
What is there two of you?
That's got to be the most Swedish fucking name I ever heard. I'm actually Dutch. Don't say that too loud around here.
Well, what's your name?
Gunnar.
Well, what's your real name?
Gunnar.
Yeah, but what's your real name?
Gunner.
Gunnar.
Fuck around.
Gunner.
Fuck around.
around.
So from making fun of their names
around.
to haggling over where the furniture should be assembled, Wayne and Dan are relentless in giving the poor delivery guys a hard time. Eventually, the exasperated delivery men are sent off to retrieve the furniture from the van. Back at the church, Stewart confidently walks down the aisle and informs Glen that he knows who's responsible for the missing bake sale money. Glen dismisses Stewart's claim, arguing that he couldn't possibly know since he didn't partake in the bake sale. Just then, Coach interjects with a question.
I know Dan's the de facto butt stuff fella in these
Hey,
parts.
I like a 1 and a 2.
I said fella, but butt stuff's pretty popular with the Christian youth.
Shocker.
That too.
Basically anything that doesn't involve penile vaginal penetration.
Well, another way to protect their virginities. Little life hack.
So they say we can't have vaginal intercourse, but we can.
Fired up the pooper.
Mark
we just-
fucking forward.
I just want to interject that if you are fans of Garfunkel and Oates and have heard the song "The Loophole," that has been going nonstop in my head since
Yes.
this episode. So I can't not, you know. You can't ring Satan's doorbell.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, that's
Synchronized
what's up.
choreography. That's how it works here. Every time we're right on time, 68% of the time. So, putting my stud finder at the TV, broke right off. Yep, that's how it works.
I love you guys.
Can confirm. Oh, who's this here? Hey, y'all.
I was talking to the people in the chat.
That's all right.
Does every comment go up?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I pick what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
So after the quick little anal discussion, Glenn brings the conversation back to the matter at hand and urges Stewart to elaborate on his theory. Stewart declares that he's a fan of Agatha Christie and is well versed in solving mystery plots. He then offers up a theory.
No one likes Glen, and no one supports his church.
Stewart, you know I can still hear you, right?
I posit this. Because no one really wanted to help Glen, or his god, or any of his Idris's Elba, everyone pretended to put their profits in the till, but instead pocketed the money and kept it for themselves. There was no money to be stolen because everyone kept their own profits. Therefore, the murderer is...
everyone.
Oh my God, Rosie putting coins into her pants.
Glenn then asks if everyone that was in Stewart's theory, if they actually robbed him, to which they all deny. Seems as though the mystery remains unsolved for now. We cut back to the house. Jens asks if they have a stud finder. Cue the stud finder jokes. Wayne and Dan keep going at them with the quality of the furniture, the strip screws and whatnot. Jens asks if they have if they want a stud finder. Wayne ends the scene with a repeat of his joke earlier. I was pointing over here. There's a spray wire.
3 times.
Yeah.
He said the joke 3 times. And every time he's like, I'm so proud of myself.
He was so drunk.
Yeah.
So
Full tilt like Peterbilt.
back at the church, Katie begins questioning Glenn on what the youth group really needs the money for. They obviously spend way less than they're getting. He begins to talk about the prices of things, freshie, which apparently they don't make anymore, but you can find on the dark web. At that point, Stewart begins to posit another scenario about Coach, because Coach is the angriest and most mentally unhealthy person because no one bought his fruitcake. It possibly caused him to steal the money. Rosie and Tanis attempt to figure out which Christie novel this is and which Stewart claims it's Death on the Nile. After a short disagreement, Stewart being wrong, of course, Coach says that he didn't do it. Stewart's likely defense. Stewart sets up yet another theory. But at this point, we switch back to Wayne and Katie's, where Jens and Gunnar are done with the assembly and ask if they're sure they don't want them to bring it inside. Wayne declines, gives them their tip, and sends them on their way. Immediately, Wayne and Dan pull out the screwdriver and screws and to go correct the build. From there, we're back at the church, where it's a cacophony of yelling until Stewart brings it to a halt with a louder yell and with a gasp note.
For one
Last time I tell you about the dramatic inhale skid.
Hey, bitch.
Ooh. Who's the bitch now? Oh.
I was getting hiccups anyway.
So, Stewart then asks if he can posit yet another theory.
Allow one last theory. Because this theory is the truth. I was hurt, nay, offended, when Glen rejected my offer of baked goods.
Good one, Stewart.
Roald. So after everyone had packed up and left the church, I snuck back in and stole the money myself.
Uh-oh, there's our boy Renee.
Oh boy.
How are you now, Renee? So Roald asks him why Stewart said that he wanted to see if he could get away with it. Rosie figures out the scenario is based on a Christie novel.
Poirot.
Poirot. Well, it
Because it wasn't a Christie novel, and she was like, "This curtains.
Poirot.
Oh, that's Poirot."
Yeah, Poirot.
Thank you.
Anyway, the novel
Attaboy.
Curtain. Stewart gives the money back and leaves with Roald. Rosie and Katie say their goodbyes. Glen thanks Tanis for being his bestie. Coach yet has another question.
So what's docking?
We can't do it. Want to soak?
Not in my pews.
I love Gail's. We can't do it.
Yeah.
Didn't explain what it was. Just
No.
was like, no, we can't do that. I am missing a few pieces.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so back at the house, Rosie meets Wayne on the back porch where he's making boar chops. She was confused about why he's making them and says, "Don't you like boar chops?" And she with the slide of her hands back into his back pocket, she lets Wayne know that she'll owe him. And cut to credits. So that's our episode of Okoya. How did you feel about that one, guys?
It's hilarious. Like, I love the way every trope, also from the last episode and what they talked about at the beginning of this episode, like came through for every scene. I'm sorry, Renee. Was it weird when I was mouthing all the words? Especially like, we can't do that. We can't do that. I lost my train of thought.
Anywho's.
Yeah, this is an episode where my notes are basically just like stream of consciousness and like little things here and there, because there's no it's not about the hidden Easter eggs and the things you can find in it like we kind of get used to with these episodes. It's all been laid out for you. Now we're gonna do it for you, and it's gonna be funny, and it actually is, even when it's like, Roald going here, which is just the worst part of the whole thing, honestly.
But also brilliant.
But also perfect. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Let me put a couple things in here that I picked up on, but I do have some questions and theories to bring up after you're done.
Sure.
But anyway, the cold open when Katie told Wayne to sit down after he did the "Who's the Now Bitch," he hung his head and he was so sad.
He was pouting practically.
He crossed his arms. And then I love Glen saying, "And all of his Idris's elbow."
Every
It
time.
cracks me up every time. And then one of my thoughts about this is that it's funny how the last episode was all about tropes, and this one is based even more on those tropes. And I'm starting to sense a theme about it, which is kind of what I'm basing my theory on for later.
Okay.
And why, when Katie has perfect tarts, was she not selling tarts instead of Gail?
Right. I
Um,
mean, I'm sure Gail's tarts were great, but Katie's tarts, we had a whole episode about Katie's tarts being amazing.
yes.
That
Maybe
We did.
Katie's tarts aren't for sale. Maybe Katie's tarts are just for family.
that,
Oh,
that makes total
well,
sense.
there you go.
So growing up Italian, we make Christmas cookies every year, and we also at Easter time, like this time of year, we're gonna make Easter pie, which is basically like a heart attack quiche. But in Jersey, these Easter pies, like pie size, sell for like $75
Oh my.
because they're like cheese and eggs and ham and salami and
Dean, are you drooling right now? I feel like you're drooling right now.
I'll ship you one.
Put it in my
It'll
mouth.
keep. Yeah, no, it'll keep.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
send y'all one this year. I will. I'll pack it up and I'll send it to
Right.
you. But like
So-
my mom won't charge for them. She will not sell them. She will not donate them to a bake sale. She just gives them away to families. She makes like 10 a year at Easter, and she just gives them away. So
Aw.
I don't think Katie's tarts are for sale, y'all.
Yeah,
Well,
that
there you
makes
go.
some
I
total
could
sense.
be.
I like that theory.
She just leaves them in the bin, and then the boys go eat them.
I do want to go
God,
back
we
to
should all be so
what Adrian, his comment.
Oh yeah.
Because so if you were listening along at home and not on YouTube, the moments between Wayne and Rosie are so fucking adorable. Anyone who thinks Rosie isn't the best Wayne partner after this episode is just wrong. And I fully, not just based on this episode, but I fully agree. But for me, it was the way that Rosie and Tanis are like so fucking cool with each other, even though Rosie very well knows that he dated Tanis immediately after, and then like everyone's still friends, and like even Katie, Tanis is like, "Where's Boo?" Katie had no idea what Tanis was talking about, and Rosie was like, "Oh, he's at home, because he's waiting for whatever."
Yeah.
And so it's actually, Rosie explaining with that, and then Katie knew it was Wayne that they were talking about and everything. But I just love that because very rarely does any show have the current girlfriend and the ex-girlfriend being friends, let alone being civil to each other. And these two are genuinely like friends. And I really love that. Just Rosie is so perfect for Wayne. Like she just understands him.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. She understands him.
It's none of it is like just the way when they were playing cards and she's like, Glen's like, Glen needs us to go to the church. Goes, well, I have plans. And she's like,
I'm
"Yep."
unavailable.
But she's just like, yeah, I know. I'm going to go do this because, they're calling for help. And then she's like, I'll owe you one later. And I just love how later he's like, would you like more? More chops? Because she initially had said that she would do that to make up for having to take off.
Yeah.
But like without even any communication, right? Like he just decides. I imagine Wayne at home doing whatever Wayne does at home. And then he
7 or 8
just
beers.
decides, oh, this is taking her way longer. I'll make the chops because he's a
it's very logical
fucking
for him.
man.
But it's also, he was drinking a lot.
Also logical.
And probably starting. Yeah, very logical.
Yeah.
And, I would think, thank you. I would think, because
settle down.
Hey there, pie guy. Good and you?
Pie guy. I keep laughing and forgetting what I'm saying because of course I am.
Wayne cooking boar.
Nice. Wayne, so
Well,
having that deal, like sometimes we'll do a thing like we'll Dean and I, we plan out our menu basically for the week. And sometimes something comes up like yesterday when I went to get a tattoo and ended up spending like 17 hours with my friend because we needed that. So obviously like the thing that was planned for yesterday didn't happen. And the thing planned for today, the thing planned for yesterday that could have been today, like he didn't know when I was getting home, so he didn't, start it's just, when you understand somebody and when you trust them too, that's another thing. That they're going to eventually be there, and the owing you one thing, I think, is a really great way that they flirt with each other, but also it's very obvious that they don't actually feel any kind of like, you left on my day off when we were going to hang out and now I'm upset, and there's none of that. And it's just, it's healthy. It's beautiful. quiet and perfect for what Wayne needs. He doesn't need someone flashy. He doesn't need someone loud. He needs someone who understands him. And
That's
she
right.
has from the beginning.
Yep.
He's already got Katie.
Yeah.
He's already
got the
Katie.
fire. He's already got the fire in his life. He needs somebody
right.
who's a grounding presence who can also like, you know, help remind him that things aren't as black and white as he always thinks. And
yeah,
you know, it's great.
But she doesn't question any of his little idiosyncrasies or
She just
anything
goes
like
along
that.
with all of it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, find somebody who understands you the way Rosie understands Wayne.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and that's actually true. Katie isn't always
Yes.
available.
That's right.
But
Well,
and she also is not a lover. So
No, but I mean, as far as like what he can manage, like, you know, put some clothes on, not my forte. Like, can you imagine if his girlfriend was like that? Like his girlfriend wouldn't be like that.
He would be
But like,
uncomfortable.
but like
dating somebody
Candace.
who was like
she's
that.
Katie plus dick touches.
Yeah. Katie
Well, and
plus
yes and
dick
no
touch.
too, because I think that Rosie is a good compliment to Katie just as their friendship
Absolutely.
alone without Wayne being in it, because Katie is kind of this like almost the quote unquote femme fatale kind of character, whereas Rosie is like the bookish, quiet, but kind of like
rocket,
like can keep up with their you know everything. Yeah. So I really think that having them form a friendship organically, you know, because Katie didn't form a friendship with you know what's her bucket that we don't talk about. So
that motherfucker.
Oh, I don't know. Sure.
I just call her motherfucker.
Oh no, I was talking about the female motherfucker.
Yeah,
that
MF.
Katie didn't. Yeah,
MF.
That I got it. I got you.
No Voldemort here. I got you. Motherfucker. I listen. Yeah,
I love
MF
you
her.
guys. Yeah.
If this was earlier in the seasons, this episode, I don't think I would have liked it as much. But I think now that we're 11 seasons in and we've seen Shoresy, I feel like however many seasons are left of Letterkenny, I feel like Jared's gonna sort of like unfold the lotus, open up the oyster, allow the actors to really like stretch themselves, allow Billy to stretch himself with camera work, allow the editors to stretch themselves, right? So there's just so many opportunities now that they are chugging right along, right? Like
like filming these 2 seasons when we were all still in the void, for lack of a better understanding of society now. Like I feel like they were like, you know, there's a very real chance that we won't be able to keep going much after this because of this like event that is happening. Let's really have fun with it. And that's why I feel like they broke the seasons up in the way of like, here's the story and here's the fun.
Look at the fun stuff. Yeah. Well, because look, you've got Tyler Johnson. Johnston. No, it was a T, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did it right. Okay. The edibles are kicking in. Sorry.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, it's okay.
You got your baked
safe.
goods.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
He's acting as somebody who's acting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When we talk about like
he's acting as somebody
character
who is a terrible actor.
Right.
Like that's the thing. He's not trying to act like
Yeah. So the ability for the actors on set to stretch, it goes along with what people who've worked with Jared have said before. He is so incredibly generous with his art.
Yep.
Right. And he's opening doors for people and making roads and paths, not for people to follow him, but for them to just open up. And that's like a gift in the world that we need right now. And I don't care what people think about swearing in television or Canadian comedy or acting or whatever. What Jared is doing from a humanitarian aspect with his talents and with his art is super duper generous. And if you like this kind of comedy, you should be super grateful.
And I don't think you can put any more Canadian comedy and to you can't pigeonhole it because Shoresy is not Letterkenny.
Right.
Letterkenny is not Trailer Park Boys, is not Schitt's Creek, is not
Right.
Red Green Show, is not
in the
Kids in the Hall.
Right.
Right. So
Jinx.
none of those
Y'all
are
make
the
Coke.
same.
We got plenty in
Never
our
buy
fridge
you
since I
Coke.
quit drinking it.
Yeah. So and so now I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. This is
Yeah,
not my favorite episode,
That's legit.
Yeah.
but it's brilliant. Like I
Yeah.
can acknowledge the brilliance in it.
Yeah.
I know people get really twisted about how Wayne and Squirrely Dan are. I support them 100% in their ribbing of the Okoya people. The fact that the shit showed up was a miracle, first of all.
My favorite part of that whole thing, though, I have to admit, is when he's like, "It's good material," and then he picks up the little like floppy, and I was like, "Yep,
I can piss through that.
Yeah.
yep." And you can tell the actor is trying not to laugh when he's
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
When he put it
Oh,
back
yeah.
down, he's
So that
love
Jens, I think that Jens
there two of you.
is I
Is
think
he an
that
Appledorn?
Jens is a realtor in Sudbury.
Yeah?
I think
I
so.
always wonder about some of the the small parts when people come in like that. Like, who are these people that?
So I've done
that
a
they
little
knew.
Facebook stalking, a little social stalking.
What?
I'm
Love
just
it,
trying to
love
look
it.
at the web. I'm just trying to see the family tree.
dark web.
Right?
Sure.
Dark web. And I think he and Jay Bertrand, are buddies. They're definitely connected on the Instagram. So I think the actor who plays Jens is a Sudbury realtor, which is exciting.
Cool.
For
Yeah.
those Americans who may be planning their escape.
All right.
I wish it was as easy as that, says the dual citizenship, but can't bring my husband unless I've been living in Canada for a year.
Bull.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
sucks.
actually we moved to Portland because Canada was like, no, I'm not gonna spend a year away just to
No.
like so need to get out of
Okay.
Seattle, but
Yeah.
All right. What else you guys got?
Okay, you ready for my my
Get after it.
ramblings?
Get
All right.
after it.
Derry sucks his breath in through his teeth at a sharp inhale, as the other ones, like Wayne's is very actor.
Yeah.
Very, and then Dan's is very but Derry's every time. And it was getting really fucking annoying. Really. Like that's the only one that annoyed me. I also wrote about Wayne's pout when Katie told him to sit down.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite. I was trying to see like because Wayne was claiming to be winning in the cribbage game. I couldn't quite tell what the. I tried to get in there. I was like, because I love cribbage and I haven't played it in years at this point. I love Tanis making fun of Glen regarding the fruitcake, and he just like didn't even.
Nope.
Like, oh yeah.
Oh, do
I
you?
love it. Yeah, I love that.
Oh,
Like,
you
and
do?
honestly, I know Tanis doesn't think of Glen as her bestie, but it's so fucking great that she like puts up with Glen saying
She does not disabuse
she
him
does not
of that.
disabuse him
Right.
of the idea. But it's like she's almost laughing every time, like, okay, all right. That's why I was
It's like she treats him like a 3-year-old.
yeah.
Like when a 3-year-old comes up to you and is like, "We're best friends, right?" And you're like,
That's
"Okay,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
sure." Like
Don't
you
yell
just
at me,
don't-
preacher.
Yeah, she treats him like he's a child, and I think that's
Yeah.
A
why
little
that
bit of
works.
that, yeah.
Because there's love
But not
there.
like in a not in like a condescending you're an idiot way, more like a, this is ridiculous, but I love you anyway.
Yeah, no,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. Stewart's gloves are way too big for him. I get really distracted by shit like that. Like every single tip of the finger had at least like a knuckle's worth left there. It was driving me nuts. Every time he would like move his hands, I'm
If
like,
they don't fit,
"Ah!"
you must have quit.
Right? Do you think Gail and Coach slept together?
Yes.
Not yet.
Before the okay,
No.
that's where I was like, before this
Not
episode?
yet.
Yes,
They have
before
flirted
this up.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think going back to oh god, there
What's your evidence?
again,
I
there
feel
was
like she's the only one who and would be like totally. It's okay. You can even cry on me, honey. It's fine.
yeah,
I'm not going to pretend to be Barb though. I don't see her
Oh.
going that far.
I think she would.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think she would.
We put on this wig and Yeah. Anyway.
Valentine's Day.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What was there was a comment when we
Aaron
were
said the
talking
same
earlier.
thing.
Valentine's, awesome. Funny, I was just saying I wanted to do Valentine's is our but we're gonna have to do that sometime because I want to be the matchmaker girl. It's so great. I love doing that voice. Oh, so there was a comment that came up when we were talking that we didn't actually talk about because we were talking about something else when it came up.
Was
Nope,
it that one?
but it was one by him, I think.
All right. Was it
that one?
This one?
Yes, yes. Yes, that's really extremely true. Because so we saw Rosie really becoming one of the gang this season, sharing and ribbing, joining with them at Modine's. She's in more episodes this season than Derry.
Yep.
In the first time that Rosie and Wayne had a relationship, you did not see a lot of with them together, and you rarely saw her with the gang.
Mhm.
And over the last couple of seasons, she became really good friends with Katie. She became really good friends with Tanis. And it was like, it was like no problem. It just was like an organic, the relationship grew and included the people around her partner, which is really the only way. Oh, come on. I want to do the voice of because it's not the same matchmaker.
Anyway.
Renee putting up the matchmaker. Don't put up comments when I'm in the middle of something else. I'm gonna look at it in my
Isn't
ADHD
it?
and go, now you have to answer this.
Read your paper.
I thought it was the same actress.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
thought the
Yep.
I think it is.
Oh, it totally is.
from the
Yeah.
oh my god, from the matchmaker episode and the influencers.
No.
Valentine's Day.
I know, but so that's
She's
all
from-
three of them
she-
are not the same one.
No.
So chick who's in Influenzas is not the one who is
No.
in both.
she's just as
Matchmaker
annoying
and
as the
Valentine's.
matchmaker.
Yeah.
The voice is very similar in how I would create it. So that's
Yeah.
why it's like in my head I can't quite.
Yeah.
Relationships and Valentine's.
Mhm.
It's the
Yep.
same. Okay.
Yep. She was also a flight attendant in Goon 2.
Okay.
So
Thank
there
you
you
for
go.
that crucial information, Dean.
Yep. I do what I
Okay,
can.
let's see.
I don't
I
even
still
know
got
what that
still
is.
got another page.
Go.
You haven't seen Goon or Goon 2?
No, later.
We only watched
Oh.
them because of Kiso. Like it wasn't,
We
didn't
watched them
even-
because of Jay Baruchel.
Jerry Bear. Yeah, but we didn't know about them until we started watching Letterkenny.
True.
Awesome's probably gonna
Um,
lose her mind when she hears how little extra Kiso watching I do. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so again, this is like I have stuff written all over, so it's not in any order. Because I'm back to the beginning again here. I love how Wayne holds and hides his cards when Rosie is like all the time, like covering it, and as she walks away.
I think he's done that in another
he
episode.
has.
Yeah.
He has when he's played cards before. I
That's
just- I
how
love
Wayne
that.
plays cards.
Yep. Glenn, can we not with the barb, please?
Yeah.
Like Glenn finally getting over it.
Emma
wait.
Hunter is the actress's name.
Awesome.
Excellent.
I love you guys doing so I don't have to like look shit up. I can just say something and then you'll go, it's this. And I'm like, thank you. I love you. My best friend Tanis is one of my favorite lines. My best friend.
My bestie.
My bestie Tanis.
Hard right, Jay is my lord.
Renee,
Great.
settle down.
The Burning Bush Club. I would.
Oh, that was a great throwback, wasn't
That's
it?
fantastic.
It was a great callback,
Episode 1.
baby.
Oh, and here's I love Tanis and Rosie's friendship. I love Rosie and Wayne growing with each other. Like all the stuff we've already talked about. How do you get over the hiccups? That's a good question.
one. That's a good one.
Oh my God.
apparent.
We need a third
Yes.
appearance when she's had her kid doing baby talk to the kid. You know, it'd be funny is if she didn't do baby talk to the kid. She's just
Right.
talking
She talks.
Right.
She does baby
very
talk with
very
most people.
flatly.
Like you have to speak to babies like they are adults. Do you like that when I talk to my baby like that?
Are you ready for your date?
Tanis's response when so Glenn getting Tanis to come over by saying it was a fire, and Tanis's response saying I didn't start it is a great throwback to season 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, where's Boo? Blah blah blah. Hold breath and take 10 sips of water. 40. Okay. I actually usually can get rid of them with just by holding my breath. Dingo ate your baby. We were just looking at a band with that name.
Yeah, we were.
I tickle
Buffy.
the roof of my tongue. The roof. The top
the
of
room.
my
You
palate.
tickle what?
I tickle the top of my palate with my
Say
tongue.
that slowly, please.
Stop it. I tickle the roof of my mouth with my tongue like this. Like just behind your teeth. It can. Have you ever tickled that spot?
Mm-mm.
Try
Usually
it
I
right
just
now.
try to
Everybody do it right now. Take your tongue and just tickle that ridgy part.
No,
No,
behind your
behind
teeth.
your
behind.
teeth.
I only knew how to do
Gently
it
and
outside.
slow, like foreplay.
Oh yeah,
Like
Oh,
sex.
yeah,
Okay.
oh,
It
yeah.
tickles a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Not me.
So if you
but...
go further back behind your palate, it's like a V that opens up, and if you like stroke that, it's supposed to.
My
It's-
autistic brain
it's
is like
always
making
good to
everything
stroke
itch in
the
there
V
now.
with your tongue. Yes,
supposed to
we
cure
know
your
this.
hiccups. Of course,
Stroke-
this is how Kacey.
Slowly stroke the V with your tongue.
What?
That's
the
what you're
fuck
saying.
is wrong with? Yes, you have to
Okay.
give yourself oral.
Yes, that's
Orally.
Orally, oral.
You have to
Boy.
orally.
My back
oral
doesn't work.
yourself.
This is so meta. It's
Oh.
meta oral.
Anywho.
All right.
You just have to
No,
get
you have no,
deeper.
Aaron. No, it's got to be gentle, or else
Gentle.
you'll hurt yourself. You'll hurt your tongue.
I can do tongue push-ups. So anyway,
Oh, we got to move on because I've been celibate for 3 years.
Baby.
oh my.
Let's go. No, moving on.
Okay.
Moving
Wayne
on.
laughing at his own Okoya jokes, but you can only see his eyes because of how the scene was shot. So it's just his eyes, but he's laughing. I love that part. Deeper, gentle tongue strokes. Yep.
There you go.
That's legit.
There you go.
Say that again. No, just
Yep.
Deeper, gentle
Oh.
tongue strokes.
Longer. Stewart and Roald hissing at Jesus and all his Idris's Elba. Putting
All
coins
of
in
his
underwear.
Idris's Elba.
All of his Idris's Elba. Putting coins in underwear, sniffing the bills before stuffing them in the bra. I wrote, Coach continually gets creepier as the show goes on.
She can get it.
I can finally I'm not sure if I can proudly say this, but I can happily say that I understood a sex reference the first time I heard it on Letterkenny for the first time. I knew exactly what docking was because I have a lot of gay male friends.
yeah. I did not know soaking was a thing.
So, soaking, I have heard of it, but I've heard it like it's a Mormon thing. Like maybe that's how it started. Was Mormon
Right.
teenagers like blah, blah,
Nappers.
blah. Men and nappers. That makes sense.
It's
Coach
interesting.
Coach starting to admit that he's been drinking a lot, but he's cut off. Like nobody's actually paying attention when he's finally like, I've been hitting the bottle pretty hard lately, and just everyone just moves on.
Aaron has a theory. Perhaps Coach was a Christian youth.
He is very uncomfortable with.
He
the
was a
Christian
youth.
youth.
But
And then
what?
my last thing, because my internet skills are not good. What was Freshie?
Oh, I don't know.
Do we have anybody at home who knows what Freshie was?
It's
'Cause,
probably
like,
a Canadian thing. So
there are things out there.
if anybody's going to
now
know
with
it that's
that
out
name.
here
Yeah, they would be
listening, it's going to
Canadian.
be Aaron as well.
Or awesome.
Yeah, or awesome. I had a
Um,
coffee in the city in Chinatown that's only sold there, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was in a can. And it was perfect. Anyway, that's
All
what
right.
it made me think of.
Yeah, it's probably something like
Freshie. It's something like that, right? Like some imported
It's
shit
gotta
that you can
be.
only get in one corner of the world.
that. And I think is that all my notes? I have to go over every page again because I wrote them fucking everywhere.
That was good.
Yeah, there we go. That was it.
Well done. I did not make notes. I
have to. I
Yeah,
don't remember
I
shit.
I didn't make notes. I said what I said about the artist part that I didn't like the Okoya stuff. Like Wayne has every right.
What? Oh, Freshie is a Canadian fast casual restaurant franchise that serves burritos, wraps, soups, salads, and frozen yogurt. Okay.
Wow. Facts. Aaron, come on.
Thank you, Aaron.
Facts. Thank you.
Borrowed from the internet.
I appreciate. I didn't know how to spell it or anything, and my Google foo was not.
But I thought it was a
in-
thing that you could buy
I thought so, but
because you could said you could get it on the dark web.
Maybe
There
you
might
can
be
order online.
maybe there's something that
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Aaron, more research is required.
Yeah.
You can
Quick.
do it for us.
Quick to the hit cave.
I was in a Tesla coil cage that makes
resto
music,
bar, a
and it
gastro
played
pub.
Batman.
No way. That's
Yeah, it was
awesome.
pretty. It was at that science museum in Rochester.
Nice.
Aaron is on it.
Love you.
Okoya, I think the Okoya part of this tale was so true, and I have personal affinity for the good Lord's work that they're doing with that scene, because during the pandemic, I tried to get desks to homeschool my kids, and I thought, Okoya, I'm not going to say their real name because they don't deserve it to come out of my mouth.
Sure.
And I thought, oh, this is their thing, right?
They do fine with the
Packaged,
meatballs.
they ship it.
Right.
You have to build the shit. It's the pandemic. We can't go anywhere. Ship me some shit, Okoya. It took them 4 months to tell me that the distributor doesn't deliver to me. It took them
Holy
another 2 months. By that time, I had already ordered something off of Amazon that was just fine. But it was like, Okoya, give your balls a tug. What?
Big time.
It's the pandemic. Like, this is what you do. Like, you just have to put it on my
okay.
porch.
Freshie is an instant
Oh.
drink mix, kind of like Kool-Aid.
Okay.
I
That
like
makes
that.
sense. It's something that you can only find on the dark web now.
The dark web.
Like, it'd be like Tang. Does Tang still get
Which
made?
makes sense
Hootie
because it's like because he's doing it for a
Nope,
youth
older
group.
that.
Get my belt.
No, you know the drink of astronauts in the 60s or whenever
yeah.
it was. Yeah. Do they still make that?
I think so.
I think they do.
Okay. Anyway.
Anywho. Yeah.
Let's-
So
let's
then
move on,
fast
Brandon.
forward 3 years, and I think let's give them another chance. Surely
Oh.
by now they've sorted themselves out.
Sort yourself out.
No.
But
And it was
no.
right around the time, like it was right before season 11 was released.
Ah.
So I was
That's
fresh off
fantastic.
an Okoya experience. So when they started leaning into that, I was like, I was at a sporting event. I was like, yes. I was cheering them on physically in my living room. So
Yeah, that was as a former very, very poor person who lived in a wonderful rent-controlled, everything in my apartment was probably from Okoya, for like 20s.
Yeah.
Like I've put together so many bookshelves and computer desks and whatever. Like, and yes, they still have decent stuff at relatively cheap prices, but holy fuck. Like there's no service in their customer service for one. God, walking into one of those things is like walking into hell, like a fucking labyrinth of hell. With
Yeah,
little arrows
with
on the ground that don't even point you in the right fucking direction.
And
right?
with no David Bowie at the end.
Right?
no
I don't even
escape.
get. Ugh, I don't
Yeah.
even get David Bowie's balls in my face. What the
And the smells.
Yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
like they're trying to do. They're
Pe-
trying to.
people
put,
are
like,
fucking
smells
at
in there, but,
Okoya.
I would not be surprised.
Oh, I've seen videos.
So what you're saying is don't buy the floor samples.
Right.
Ugh,
Yeah.
no.
Especially not the bathtubs.
Oh no.
I'm not okay with this revelation. I don't need to have this in my brain.
All right. Well, let me give you a theory.
Okay.
So these first 2 episodes covered a lot of tropes. But the show has also over the years relied on many of their own tropes they've created. Do you think they're saying to the audience to be prepared for them to start putting their tropes away and maybe developing some new ones? Like the new in the last 2 episodes, might it or mightn't it? That's
True.
That's something new. Other little things that may come up. So so that was it was a thought that I came up with, that they're covering a lot of tropes. We've known Letterkenny for some time to have make their own allegedly, and all the stuff that's gone on over the years. So it was just something that popped in my head. Why are they going over so many tropes in these first 2 episodes?
I like it. I like that as a theory.
Better chirps at Okoya than potato? What am I missing? I
What?
missed something.
Oh,
Better chirps at Okoya.
fuck you, Adrian.
Was that to you?
Yeah.
Please explain. Oh,
yeah.
did we
So
mention the
long.
solid. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. That
May
was
I
in the
did you
recap.
mention the solid Wayne and Dan did for Katie,
Yeah.
reinforcing the furniture.
Yeah. So I said after Jins and Gunnar are done with the assembly, ask if they're sure they don't want to bring it inside. Wayne declines, giving their tips and are on their way. Immediately, Wayne and Dan pull out their screwdrivers and screws to correct the build.
Yeah. All right. So potato.
Oh fuck.
Hang on.
What are we? What?
Potato.
Oh. Love you.
I know. I love me too. And it's a great moment.
Yep.
So what happened was we were in Sudbury and we were living our Shoresy dreams. Me and a few of friends from
Is that a fragrance? Shoresy
universe?
Dreams?
Yeah, from the universe. And we went up to Sudbury. We went to a Sudbury Wolves game, which is in the same barn where they filmed Shoresy. While we're in the hall, where a lot of the Shoresy scenes are shot with Laura Moore and all of those folks, Max Buffard, who plays JJ Frankie JJ, is walking by. And up until that point, I'd been fantasizing about like chirping at him, but like, like just fucking yelling some Shoresy shit at him. But I didn't want to call him a fucking pizza face or like, Shoresy says some really like nasty shit to him. So like, wait, Dean. So I'm going through it on the way to the barn. I'm like, I don't know what to say to this guy. And the moment happens, right? And he's walking by and I'm like, and he's getting further and further away, like to the point where he doesn't hear me when I finally yell at the top of my lungs, "You potato!" Like, you fucking potato.
Fuck's sake.
Everyone is looking at me like, what? And
it's even better than I imagined.
And I think the guy who was walking with Max, who might be one of the high school hockey players, maybe turned his head and then Max never heard a word. And like Joey, my friend Joey was standing next to me. Adrian was there. Everybody was there. And now we're all like dead. We're all falling out, pissing ourselves because people must be going, what the fuck? Like, who are these people? And what is wrong with that
Weird
bitch?
Americans are all laughing until they fall down.
Yeah. And to be fair, I was high at the time.
Of course.
Because it's Canada.
Because as you should be, yes.
But yeah, so now whenever you see potato,
all right.
That's what that is.
Very good.
So thank you very much, Adrian, for bringing that up again.
Okay.
That was a great fucking story, and I needed that laugh. I needed it.
So I've got a couple of questions here myself. What do you think could scare Wayne to make him stop hiccuping? I have a good thought, but I want to hear yours.
Again?
Wait, what?
I said if MF showed up again.
No.
It does need to be. It is a great story. It does need to be shared, and you do tell it very great.
Thank you.
It's hilarious.
I'll narrate it for you sometime.
No.
High on Sudbury Saturday nights.
Oh,
you and your family need something to do on a Sudbury Saturday night.
Are you and your family looking for something fun to do on a Sudbury Saturday night? Okay, go.
So anyway, what do you think?
Sorry.
What do you think?
Would scare Wayne?
Yeah, because Wayne's got the hiccups. He's asking for somebody to scare him, and it's obviously not Wayne and Dan doing it.
No.
A bunch of puppies. I think if you just like opened the lid on a bunch of puppies and had them bark at him. Like that would startle him.
Yeah. I like that. I like that much better than when you said puppies and my brain went, no, put the puppy in danger.
No. No, I just mean if things are quiet, he's hiccuping, he's in his own world over here. And then you go, puppies! And that might startle him.
Yeah, maybe. I like a bear attacking one of his dogs. That's exactly where my brain went. Like something was going to happen in one of his dogs.
Here's how I think it could happen. And it could have happened just right there and then. Squirrely Dan could have acted like he was going to kiss Katie.
I'm Squirrely Dan. I don't know how to take it over
Miss Katie's, would you like to make out real quick?
Oh no! I can see Katie like, like I was not expecting that.
Oh yeah.
Tana's saying she was preggers at the end of season 2.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
like a second, but also like that they did that as a
Katie would
dramatic
murder.
cliffhanger.
I think. Well, I think Dan would have to kind of give her a wink and suggest,
Right.
Yeah, and honestly,
would you
like,
like to mix out, Miss Katie?
If she could like catch on quick enough that it was a joke, she'd probably like be fine going for it. But like, catching Katie off guard, trying to kiss her, I feel like would be
impossible.
So,
challenge accepted.
what was your favorite trope? And if it wasn't any in the first 2 episodes, do you have a favorite movie trope?
It's weird, like thinking. Yeah, it is. It's weird thinking about what is a trope, like unless you're watching something, you're like, oh, I've seen that a million times. You know what? What's the Wilhelm scream? I think that's one of my favorites because that's been like decades of the same fucking thing, and it's so great when you hear it. If you know, you are laughing no matter what the fuck just happened on the screen.
That's right.
I mean, you see it all. I mean, you see them all the time, and I think they've just become a part of our collective consciousness. Because if you look at all this, I mean, especially with TV shows now, I mean, because they're all carbon copies
all
of
the
each
cop
other.
shows,
all
the
the
PR shows, or the firefighter shows,
exactly,
all the same formula. Every romantic comedy is the same fucking formula.
Yep.
Like Then you get shows like Shoresy or Last of Us that surprise people that even had like played the entire video game and like poured hours and hours into this thing. Like sometimes, especially in the last few years, I feel like there are some stuff that's just being knocked out of the park. Like just beyond what, like Letterkenny has been amazing for 7 years, right? 2016, I think.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Okay. So, so Letterkenny at the beginning was very much fresh and different than anything that anyone had really seen aside from YouTube, because they started on YouTube. And now that it's been with us for 7 years, Shoresy is suddenly the new shiny pretty thing. And Letterkenny's been around long enough that I don't want to say anything about it being tired or boring, because it is not. It's super topical, it's super smart, and kind of highbrow 2016. Yeah. It's got jokes that will. It's not
2015.
It's what?
Wasn't that the 25th? It's not 2015, but it was 2016.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, what? Wait, what? It's not 20.
What?
Wait, stop it.
What?
Hey, rude.
Yes.
I'm sweating in here.
What's happening?
Schwitzing.
What's happening?
I don't even know.
What are we talking about? Tropes.
What are we even doing here?
What are we even doing here, man? I'm stuck on this. What is a trope, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like a trope today is like memes, right? Like, what's your favorite meme?
Yeah.
Like,
or meme formats
right,
would be like the trope.
Right.
Like you see the same meme over and over again, but every time it's different because it's a different joke that someone else put in there or whatever.
Yeah.
That would definitely fit in that category.
Yeah, like that baby once upon a time.
Yeah. Look like a little Patton Oswalt.
Yes. Still looks just like
yes.
He's got to be at least 25 by now.
Probably.
I think
my favorite one.
Go on.
My favorite meme right now is Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage from what is it?
Unbearable Weight of
Massive
Talent.
Where Pedro Pascal is like, and Nick Cage is looking at him like, I just love that. And I really adore how many people, especially because I follow and am friends with a lot of neurodivergent people. And like that meme is like, when I've decided to give up masking, and my family, when they're like, can't you like not? So I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Oh my God.
I'll send it to you. It'll be easier.
I can't wait. Because I was going to say my favorite trope. I swear to God, Tiara, I'm not joking. I was going to say my favorite trope are Pedro Pascal associated. Like anything with Pedro Pascal in it, like he's my trope. Like from Game of Thrones day one, I was like, oh yes, Oberon. Who are you? Who are you?
I can see that.
And why did they cut off your head? Right?
No, smush.
Squish his eyes.
Oh, squish it. Yeah. Squish his eyes in.
Squish his head.
Oh, that was Sean Bean's head they cut off.
Yes, Sean Bean. Yeah, because everything he's in.
Delicious.
Yeah.
But Pedro Pascal is the trope that I love the most.
I have to be honest that like I thought he was a decent actor, but not a Star Wars fan. I'm sorry for all of you Star Wars people out there. I don't watch The Mandalorian. I don't have any idea what's happened in the last like 20 Star Wars films. I know the original and I know the terrible remakes and that or whatever prequels.
Listen, you don't even see his face. If you're a
I know,
Pascal fan,
so wait, let me finish. I was
right.
gonna say, like, I didn't get on the Pedro Pascal bandwagon until Last of Us. Like, I didn't see how talented he was,
how daddy he was,
and how daddy he is until Last of Us. And like now I'm like, oh, I'm fully on board. I get you. Yeah, I got it. And things like that. It's so funny sometimes having conversations with friends or whatever when it comes to like celebrities and like, oh, so and so is just gorgeous. I wish he's on my laminated list or whatever. And I'm like, I have to like have seen them on screen in like really, really a perfect character for whatever my brain like needs to fix on in that moment for that actor or actress to become attractive in that kind of way.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, most of the times, most of the time, if I'm talking about celebrity crushes, I'm telling you about shit back from the 90s still. Like, I'm talking about Drew Barrymore dancing on, what's his name, Letterman's desk, and flashing him. That's shit that is still in my mind because that was formative. I don't just get crushes on celebrities or whatever.
Drew Barrymore can get it.
I mean, she's,
yes, please.
I don't watch her show now. And it needs to stop with that because she's adorable, but I feel like there is a contingent of people that are making fun of her because she still has that same kind of personality that she's always had. I don't know. It's
let Drew be Drew.
All my old, favorite stars doing talk shows and shit makes me feel weird.
But so hey, how about a little
Oh no.
It's your favorite game. The game where we all get together and instead of playing Fuck, Marry, Kill, we play Fuck, Fight, Ferda. Because we don't want to kill anybody. We just fight them and then we'll, maybe we'll be their friends after. So we've never played Kacey, you've never played this before, so we're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go first.
And and I know you probably listen to us and all that, but I just wanted to preface this with you can do from the entire like series how you feel about that character. I do specifically this episode because we do this every single episode. So I might say meh, because in this episode it didn't do anything for me. That does not mean that if it was like an overall,
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just got to go with it. Here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna lean in and do as they do when in Rome. And so in this episode in Okoya season 2, season 11, go on.
Yeah. So we start off with Wayne.
Wayne at the beginning of this episode is already a couple of drinks into the day and just drinks more the rest of the day and makes fun of the Okoya people. And that's Wayne this whole episode.
Let's go ahead and sum it out. What's your point anytime now?
Ferda.
All right.
I want to play cribbage with him, though. I have to honestly say that.
I haven't played cribbage since probably
I
35
know,
years
you
ago
won't
with
play
my
me.
grandmother.
Hey, I used to play cribbage and chess and backgammon with my dad all the time.
All right then, Kacey.
Yeah. Yeah. Ferda.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferda.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Then in that case, Miss Katie.
Who's your bitch now?
That was kind of hot.
Rosie smacking her on the butt was kind of hot.
Yeah,
That was really hot.
Yeah.
That was
And
super hot.
I'm usually not a Katie stan, but I kind of did, even in the like when they were talking about soaking, and she's like, "That's the best part." I'm like, "Oh, he's so cute right now. What the fuck?" So I guess Katie's gonna be a fuck for.
Oh wow!
I know.
Well, it's kind of like me last time with Bonnie McMurray.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
she was just a fucking
Finally
boss.
looked like an
Yeah,
adult.
yeah. Kacey.
Yeah. Katie's a fight for me. This one. Just because she seems real like switched, like so ready. And
yes, yeah.
Like
it's like I said right up at the top. Here's another thing where Katie hates things.
Yeah.
That's a trope for the show.
Yeah, and I'm not for that right now. And
I get that.
Yeah, I normally would probably put her in fuck category, but she's fight right now. And
yeah. I'm gonna go Ferda on Katie. So we're gonna be across the board on that one.
All right.
And then we don't get a lot of them in this. Dairy.
Ferda.
I'm fucking dairy.
Oh, all right then. Get after it.
Yeah.
Fuck around.
Do it.
He looks great this season.
He does look much more like
he's like I don't know, healthy? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's just like he's got a glow. He's got a glow about him. I feel like even in some of his annoying he's got this chisel in his jaw that I thought only Wayne was allowed to have on the show, but yeah.
Are you accusing Wayne of Ethel Mertzing Dairy?
A little bit.
That's your references for three.
A little bit.
Would you like to explain that one to the audience?
So yes,
for those of you who aren't Gen Xers,
and the TV and the TV show I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball played Lucy, and Vivian, I can't remember her last name now, played no.
Why is that sound?
But it doesn't matter. Played
he's dead. Doesn't matter.
Played Ethel, and Ethel or Vivian, if you'd seen her before the show, she was svelte and good looking, and
Vivian
Vance, thank you. She but it was written into her contract that she had to be 30 pounds heavier than Lucille Ball.
Oh yeah. We want to make sure that our star is the prettiest one in the room. So gain weight so you're not as pretty.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. And I say that as somebody who always thought that having too much weight did not make me pretty. And now at 44, I finally like what I look like in the mirror. And fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, no, that I don't think that
Aaron was on it too.
I don't think that that Kiso in any way would do something like
no.
that. I think that probably over the COVID turn, the actor, like when we saw the live show, he looked honestly almost skinny to me. So like him and Coach both like have kind of, I don't know, started working out in the last couple of years or whatever, and just, lost some of the babyer fat, I guess, the softness around.
Or maybe maybe like Riley and Jonesy, they're shredding the red. So
when did you go to live?
March of about a year ago, a couple days ago.
Yeah. Okay. March 22.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Cool.
So Squirrely Dan.
Was there more of Dan than the first episode? Well, yeah, right. He's with Wayne with the
Yes, she does. Which one are you talking about? I mean, because yes, on both of them.
Thank you. I don't know.
It's
It is a thing though, really. Like this last like 6 months probably is the first in my entire life that I look in the mirror, like what I look in the mirror. So
You
yeah, I
good.
dig it.
Good.
Thank
you
you.
should. It's a big deal.
Dan. I'm gonna say Ferda because it's kind of that same thing where Dan started the episode drinking and but he was there being a buddy and you know hanging with Wayne the whole time, so Wayne didn't have
There's
to
that lips again.
waste all his day.
Yeah.
And then they worked together at the end, you know, to make sure it was all ready.
It's the only time I'll offer you a screw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So where are you with Dan?
Fuck. Dan. Yeah.
That's usually where Tiara is.
I love Dan. I want to. Yeah.
Dan's humor and his laugh and his presence usually gets it for me because I like Dad.
Well,
I like
and
Dad. He's a little dad. I like it.
He's curious too. Like he's willing to explore new things,
Yes.
right? Like, and
right.
I like people who are willing to learn and experiment.
Yes. I'm too old to teach anybody, but also if I happen to teach you, it's fine as long as you're willing to learn.
It's a
Registered
two-way
beauticians.
street.
What was that, Kacey?
Said it's a two-way street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Aaron. We are alls of us gorgeouses.
That was great.
Oh, I've won. I made you snort.
That was actually an exhale snort. That wasn't an inhale, which is more rare, actually.
It's like a
So well done.
competition. He
I
tries
have
to make
skills.
me snort laugh in every episode, but like we
Yeah.
don't make it obvious. It's
All
like
right.
his goal in life to make me snort
Well,
laugh.
I'm pretty easy. Well done, Dean.
So, Rosie. Now we're going to say, assuming consent.
Yes. Everything is consuming consent.
I will consume your consent.
Rosie. Yeah. Okay.
You go ahead. I'm
Ferda. I'm Ferda,
Yeah.
Rosie.
Really?
Yeah, I am. I want to be Rosie's friend.
I get that.
I love Rosie.
Hmm.
So I'm behind Rosie all the way. When the butt tap, like that butt tap.
Mm-hmm.
I want a
Again,
friend
like that. Yeah,
I do that to
love
my
that.
friends, and so I would
Same.
love to have a friend who does that to me, like when appropriate.
The way they've actually let Rosie be a part of the main group these last couple seasons has really, really benefited the entire feeling of the entire show.
Yeah.
I love Rosie's interaction with every single character she interacts with. And just like every once in a while, something will happen in an episode where I'm like, that doesn't feel like the Rosie I feel like it should be. Like she'll say a joke or something that's just a little like, feel like maybe that was a Katie joke that they decided to give to Rosie so she would have a couple more lines or something. But like in this one, I thought it was I thought she was great. I love the way, especially she interacts with Wayne. Like I'm saying Ferda, but I'm saying Ferda with like a lot of compersion.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Rosie's the kind of friend that I would like to make out with, not have sex with.
No,
but just make out with.
Yeah. Maybe she lets me smell her for a little extra time.
You know.
Like we just like cuddle on the
snuggles.
couch and I just get to like
Cuddle,
breathe her in.
Yeah.
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 So I'm fucking her.
Okay.
Really, Dean?
Shocking. Shocker.
But that
That
too. So, but yeah, because I mean, I would have to have some sort of relationship already with her just because of who I am. So yeah, I mean, it's not just a fuck. So it's
yeah.
There's some
It's
feelings.
some of that
in
Absolutely
good
would
fucking.
relationship her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tannis.
Oh.
Tannis, I love Tannis all the time. It's very rarely that I do not want to fuck her. And in this one though, I'm saying Ferda because the Tannis in this episode was like humoring this guy and was just like, you know, you said something was happening and I came down to help, you know, even though like in her mind maybe she wasn't in her mind maybe she was a friend asked for help, you help him. But Glen was like, the first one who responded and helped undo you would help me, bestie. And she's like, okay.
Told me there was a fire.
Right. I didn't do it. Yeah, so I say Ferda because it's like a lot of her in this episode is just humoring Glenn, really,
Mhm.
and sitting up there looking fabulous and cute, and the nails and the hair
And the beast earrings.
and the beast earrings. Yes, I had to go on Instagram to like find it because we couldn't tell if it said different things on each side. They're so cool.
So, Kacey,
Fuck. Fuck.
I'm with you.
Get it.
I'm with you.
She's also okay. It's because I also know that she's momming this season, like, right? So this is that's why they mentioned. Oh, did they do? No, they haven't mentioned that yet. Anyway,
Yeah, not this episode.
Not this episode. Sorry. Anyway, yes, she's got some mom energy, which I find really hot on her. Even though they're not, they haven't written anything about it in. It's her.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes that relationship with Glenn like sort of special now, because I think what we do know is that Jared also wants the actors to be themselves as much as possible when possible, right? And so I think she's bringing that into the role a little bit, or she has the opportunity in this moment. She's also, this is the least active we've seen her. She's practically seated the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, and that Instagram picture with the earrings. So basically when this episode was being filmed, like that picture that I found was her breastfeeding, like probably while making that episode, because she was wearing the earrings and the hoodie and breastfeeding. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It was,
So she has that like grounded energy. And I kind of just want to take care of her because I know she's postpartum. And I'm just like, I just want to like get in there, maybe like give her a bath or something. And
I just want to be daddy.
It would start out really nice, but it might go somewhere. She's just.
And I'm right there with you. We'll be Eiffel Towering the entire time.
I can I watch?
Are you doing this on? Are y'all doing this on purpose? Because I made myself vulnerable and told
no,
you
this
that.
is
yeah.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
I'll do anything for you.
Shut up. God.
You don't know this yet, just like from the shit that we say on the...
No, I just wasn't ready. Listen, it's been a long trip. I love you guys. No, it's cool. I'm just a little overstimulated right now.
We love you.
I know. I love you guys too. This is like really happening live on YouTube now. So can we check the gate and just kind of move on, please? Jesus
Coach.
Christ.
Coach.
Yeah, let's bring it down a little bit.
I want a sad fuck Coach.
I feel like that's what Gail was offering at the end there.
Yeah.
Like she's like, want to soak?
Yeah, that's my answer. Is fuck, but a sad one.
Sad.
Yeah. Sad hand job.
Fuck. Yeah.
Where did the shit? Now, what was that from? Sad hand job. Was that something that you remember, Dean?
Yeah. And I can't remember why.
Okay. Anyway,
I'll have to look it up.
Sometimes my brain will just go, here's this thing from 1996.
After this, I'm gonna Google sad hand job. Unless Aaron wants to do it, because I want to see her face. But I want to see her
Make
face.
Make sure you're on your home
Gotta take a
computer,
picture.
Aaron, not the work computer.
Yes.
Don't do it on
Coach is a Ferda for me. Usually because I can't pity fuck, but like I wanna like tell him that it's okay, and I'll take him to an AA meeting.
The sauce pretty hard.
I've done that for friends. I have in real life. I would do that for Coach. I could take you to, and if you want to do anonymous ones, they have like fully anonymous. They have online ones, Coach. We can do that. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. It's not fucking embarrassing to ask for help.
True.
That's where I am with Coach. I'm still stuck on that. He said he was drinking a lot, and everyone just was like, nope, not hearing this. Like I would be like, do you need intervention?
Ugh.
Maybe that's actually what I'm remembering, which now makes me upset.
Nobody wants to remember Louis C.K.
Hey, no,
Yes,
you know what,
those of you
Adrian?
know him. Yeah. Oh.
Thank you. I needed that.
Yeah.
That'll just
set me
that
right.
brings the mood down.
No, it set me
Just
I can sit up
back to
straight
reality.
So it is a sad fuck for Coach. Is that what?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm Ferda. Gail.
I probably
Yeah, go. Go.
Really?
Go.
No, I want to hear fight. What?
Mud wrestle fight though.
Oh,
Like
okay,
I want to
okay.
get her. Like I want to get her down.
this
Like
is
I just want to do mud wrestler fight.
This is just a fuck.
No,
Foreplay. You want to do
no.
foreplay?
No, because
So a sexy fight.
Yeah, just sexy fight. Yeah,
I see.
sexy fight.
Like we used to do with Jello at Jimmy K's when the.
You mean Jimmy Z's? Jimmy K?
Yeah.
You did that.
Jimmy
You never did that at my
No,
mother's house.
Not me. Yeah, definitely didn't do that. But yeah, when I was in roller derby, it was a regular thing to do. Usually it was Jello wrestling. It was pudding wrestling once, which was just the grossest one.
Ew,
I don't remember, but like, yeah, that's no. I can't. No. Anyway, what were we talking? Gail. I'm gonna say Ferda, but like I would be like that intrigued Ferda friend because she's like explaining all these things, and if there was one that I didn't know, like I absolutely want Gail to be my friend to tell me what the fuck that is. But also, I feel like Gail in a lot of ways is a one-off for a lot of people, and I've already one-offed her.
Hey,
well, I'm gonna one-off her again.
Do it.
I just want to learn more. I mean, Gail knows some shit. She's got some.
Yeah.
She's got. She's like the book of knowledge.
Right.
The book. Glenn.
Glen.
Assuming he's a little bi.
Well,
He's not just working on his Fitzbo.
This whole thing
Tiny
was
hole.
like, shut up. This whole thing was like Glenn trying to see who his friends were because it was less than $30.
oh my god!
And he got all his friends, and they spent hours listening to Stewart. And Glenn was like, "Thank you, and thank you for helping the Lord." And all of his Idris Elba. So I'm saying Ferda, but it's Ferda with an edge of fight.
Okay.
Like I'd be like, why the fuck did you pull us all down here?
Yeah.
So the show could happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't ever watch Ryan George, watch his what are they?
The movie.
The script.
Fuck. Where he's
Jesus.
pitching movie pitch.
Screen
Pitches.
Yeah.
Where he basically talks about all of the crap in these movies, and there's well, why would they do that? So the movie can happen, or it's
that sounds
He's funny.
painful to me.
Pitch meeting is what
Pitch
it's called.
meeting.
Okay,
Thank
pitch
you.
meeting. I'll look it up.
He's got other stuff too. Like a
Okay.
lot of it is like the first guy to ever, and it'll be like the first guy to ever.
Yeah, they've separated out pitch
hotel
meeting
and-
to its own YouTube now.
Yeah.
Okay, pitch meeting. I'm writing.
So-
it down.
Anyway,
And he's Canadian as well. He lives in Quebec.
in Quebec.
So all right, so
Inspiration in Quebec.
you're a Ferda with a scoosh of fight. Kacey.
I'm a fight. That shit would drive me up the wall.
Oh.
Like-
Ferda. I'm
Yeah.
Ferda Glenn.
Hey, Shadow actually let the groomer cut his nails.
Oh, really?
Yes. I can't wait to go
Congratulations,
upstairs.
Shadow.
He
The last
usually
2 times he freaks the fuck out.
Good boy.
super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
There you
Oh,
are.
really?
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
So yeah, that's a show about tropes.
Yeah, that's literally like a lot of his stuff is like, here's the trope that,
Yeah,
Liam Neeson
so-
has a particular set of skills.
Stewart.
Stewart is a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stewart is a fight.
Kacey, you're there. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're all on board with that.
Yeah.
Roaldy. Yeah. Come on. Listen, I'm just gonna say it. I'm fucking rolled.
All right. I'm gonna
Okay.
watch that. I definitely want to be there for that one. I'm gonna say Ferda in this one.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done this a few times with Roald where I'm like, I want to be the friend that's like, you don't have to go along with every single thing, Stewart.
I also had a thought about roll here. Well, after our next one, but go with me on it. But Kacey, where are you with rolled?
I I want to smack him. So it's a fight, but on the Ferda side.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Okay.
fight him. I just want to bitch slap him. I want to be like, especially like, I know it was a callback, but when he called Katie a bitch,
Yeah. It was
I was like,
uncalled
oh,
for.
yo,
Right?
oh.
And Roald is usually afraid of Katie, which kind of, that was
uncharacteristic.
He does
right?
not need, he does not need to go along with everything Stewart wants to do.
Yeah. So
because that's all of the, that's when he gets in trouble.
Fight with a touch of Ferda.
All right. And finally, Jins and Gunner.
Oh.
They can take a joke pretty well.
Hmm.
They're both, attractive humans.
Hmm.
I don't feel any need to fight them. I feel no desire to fuck them, but I'm not even sure I want to be Ferda. But I say Ferda for purposes of this.
Okay.
Kacey wants to commit Ferda.
Yeah. They're a fight on site.
Yeah. Because they were 45 minutes late.
Because they're
48
Okoya.
minutes late.
48 minutes, yes.
Okoya. It's a fight on
Because
site for me. I don't care if it's Jen's or I don't give a who the fuck it is. I don't give a
Yeah, I'm with you. So aside, that's Stewart and Jins and Gunner are the only people I'm fighting in this. So Casey's fighting a lot of folks.
You gotta fight for your right to party.
That's right. So here's my thought on Roald, or something I would like that I would find interesting that goes along with the you don't have to follow everything Stewart's doing, is Roald gets caught up with the Hicks or with the hockey players and starts following along either of those paths instead of doing all the drugs and stuff, and kind of getting in either with the fitness stuff or with the
well, they did the fitness stuff with Stewart before, so I don't think Roald would really do that.
But it was all for Stewart. Now he's doing it for himself.
Yeah.
Does Roald do anything for himself?
Well, I mean, maybe
he did the dancing.
Maybe he's gone to therapy with Gay's mom. He's gone to therapy with Gay's mom, and he's sorted himself out a little bit. Finding some stuff in his, finding his own self, and decides he wants to get clean. He's going to do that by going to the gym, and he can still play Chell with Riley and Jonesy.
I have a different thought.
Okay.
Like they go to Alcoholics Anonymous and there's like coaches there or whatever it is, like Narcanon or whatever the town is too small to have only only AA meetings or only NA, like they combine all that stuff.
I'm Gay's mom's daddy.
And they could go that way with like therapy for, Roaldy, who maybe talked Stewart into coming along with him. And this time it's Roaldy kind of leading that and wanting to, do that.
Could be.
And Coach being there maybe. I don't know. I feel like something like that isn't, they haven't broached anything about therapy or anything like that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of
true.
That's kind of, there's a lot of really good tropes they can use from that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he goes full Christian all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I falls in love with Glen to do
yeah.
that.
Like
I see that.
Church, but I think he goes Glen, and because Glen.
Could you see him dressed as a little Glen?
Yeah.
Yes. Don't you remember when they did the switch? When they did Rips, Reps, and Revelations?
Yeah.
Like I see him going full Christian all the way.
I like that one. That's the best of ours so far.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very good.
Thanks.
Oh, daddy.
Oh, daddy.
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 Yes.
Yes.
All right. So that's all the fuck fight for it. What do we have any final thoughts?
Nah.
Nah, bruv.
Nah, bruv.
Stunning. This is so
We got
much
some-
fun. My
got some
final
Ted
thoughts
Lasso.
are thank you for today. Thank you
course.
for being patient with me and
Of
being
course.
with me while I was on the road and having a flat tire.
Again, we love you.
I know. I love you guys too. And I'm just so thankful again to be I tripped and fell on this. This is like so amazing to now think about, 2 years ago now. 2 years for me anyway. And it's just crazy to think about how fast it went. And now I get to spend this time with you two on your podcast. This is like, for me, this is wild.
Oh, you know what we didn't ask her in the beginning is her letter. Like, how'd you find Letterkenny? How'd you find us?
Yeah. What was your Letterkenny journey?
Yeah, I don't really remember because it was pandemic adjacent. It really was during that weird time. Like it could have been 2019, but I think it might have been in 2020. I had some other personal stuff going on that was like really traumatizing at the time. So 2019 into 21 is sort of a blur. But I do know that I was buying tickets for Letterkenny Live for the March 2020 show. So it could have
so you got it a little bit got into it a little bit before.
And before enough to go to Letterkenny Live.
Sure.
And I had planned it at the end of like Madison week at my university, which is like the alumni awards, giving day, and the stewardship luncheon all in one week. And where it's like 500 people at each event, and it's madness. So I thought, I'm gonna drive myself up to Red Bank and go see Letterkenny Live as a treat. It was amazing. But then it got canceled, pandemic.
And then the pandemic happened.
We love you too, Erin.
We absolutely love you too.
We love you too, Erin. Aw. Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I think it was
that's right. Vin Diesel.
Renee is absolutely the Vin Diesel of our podcast.
He's like if Jay Bertrand and Vin Diesel had a baby.
Yes.
Put them in a blender and you get Renee. So I think I found the podcasts while sort of trying to supplement my sorrow from not being able to go to Letterkenny Live, right? And the pandemic, and I'm home alone, single mom, 2 boys, educating and working full-time from home. So I created Letterkenny Answers in December of 2020. Shameless plug for nothing really, but me retweeting cool shit. I don't know why I have this really cool following, but I did it
because you were one of the first people that like honestly dedicated your like as a personality loving the show, and that Twitter just became like before it imploded. It was kind of this like gathering place where we all kind of found each other.
I'm so thankful
Twitter's a cult.
for it. Yeah, Twitter is a cult. You just have to find your cult. I think that's what life is about. Like everything is a cult. So there's another podcast that we can talk about another time. Anyway, derailing. So yes, I created the account in 2020 and then found you all and then found Al and Tanya and Matt over at the produce stand. And one day I was having a rough day because Al does those Monday wellness check. How are you now? And I was not really great. And then he brought me into the DM group a day or two later, and I had Ag Hall like a day after that. So like
I love Ag Hall over there. Those of you who are fans of our show that don't pay attention to the produce stand, which hopefully that is none of you because they are awesome over there too.
Or now you can get started.
Yeah, they have weekly.
Yeah.
Well, they have weekly, like basically open Zoom meetings after they've recorded an episode, and fans can just hang out and talk and sometimes
shoot the shit.
It's usually awesome, and then like a random assortment of whoever was available at that time, and it's always a lot of fun to hang out with everybody.
Yeah, people from all over the world, the UK, Australia. It's wild. It's a wild,
like
wild
3-4 in the morning for some of them.
Yeah. So that was my journey. And then, for whatever happened after that, you can listen to, the produce stand pod. Cause I won't take up time here, but it's been nuts. It's been such a wild experience. And to have this on the back end of a pandemic that sort of laid the foundation for relationships like this to be valid. Right. Because you think prior to the pandemic, people who met online sort of got the down the nose, like, oh, you met them online. Well, motherfucker, everything was online in 2020. You can do shit.
Yep.
You had to be family online now. You had to meet your grandchildren online, your fucking niece Like now you have to have a relationship online. And I feel like that was really validating for those of us who had online relationships prior to the pandemic. And so to be, because I had a few and I sort of had to hide it from my family because it was meaningful for me, but there was still that stigma. And I think the pandemic sort of adjusted society to that and opened up the possibility now for me to have these sorts of experiences with you, and then other, in-person experiences that have just been mind-blowing. So I'm really thankful for you guys that you leaned into your passions and did this, because I wouldn't have found you if you guys didn't decide to do this, So
well, somebody had to do it,
right?
No, nobody was doing it, so somebody had to.
I'm really thankful, because it was during a time that was pretty shitty for all of us.
Yeah.
And so, thanks. That was a long final thought.
Hell yeah,
sorry.
fuck yeah.
That was great.
Let's see, somebody. Aaron says we are family so crazy, but it's so rewarding leaning into this journey. And Renee, of course, says these two fuckers are my best pandy friends.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
we met you. We met Renee before, right? We were already talking to Renee on Letterkenny before the pandemic.
But
okay.
still, but still, what? Anyway, do you have anything else, Tiara? Any final thoughts, either one of you?
No.
Are you sure now?
No, I think we covered everything.
Okay. Well, hang with us, Kacey. I'm going to do the outro. So, Maestro.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another chapter of How Are You Now? With your favorite group of hicks, skids, hockey players, Christians, and DJs. We hope you enjoyed our chat with Kacey today, and we look forward to having her back in the future. Join us next week as we welcome Tress Webb to chat about Season 11, Episode 3, Lost Dog. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave us a rating or a review. So until next time, keep your head up and don't be spare parts, bud.
Hey.